Hey, Danny Gonzalez here. We're at the IPPE show. This is sponsored by Stobley, not the show, but this segment here on Industrial Sage. And I'm here at the KNECHT booth, and this is really cool. They got some really interesting stuff here. I'm here with Kevin Dannecker, who is going to tell us a little bit about KNECHT. Like, who are you guys? What do you guys do? This is like really cool stuff back here.
Yeah, so we're a Germany-based business, 65 years, family-owned, third generation, and we manufacture sharpening equipment for the meat and cheese industry, slaughterhouses, and yeah.
Wow. Okay. Super interesting. All right. So obviously we've got kind of something interesting going on behind us. What is this? What am I looking at?
Yes, sir. So this is our newest E50 RT. It's a fully automated hand knife sharpener. It sharpens your knife all the way from dull to sharp within 40 to 50 seconds, depending on your length. And it uses Stoibli robot technology to do that very consistently.
That's awesome. All right. So what is? Let's look at this from a solution that you're bringing in. What are your customers getting? Obviously, I'm assuming there's a safety component. I'm assuming there's an efficiency standpoint. What are the benefits here we're looking at?
So the main benefit is you don't have to pay 6 people to stand there and sharpen knives by hand, and and then have knives that might be ground down too quickly. A hand sharpener might only get 25 sharpenings out of a knife because it's always different pressure that he applies. And with the robot, you need one person to load the knives, push the button, and it's as easy as that. And afterwards, you unload it, and you have a consistent bevel, sharp. Every knife is the same, and people are happy with them. A huge point is also injuries. So we have customer feedback. They said they went from carpal tunnel injuries, 300-400 a year to 0. Sharp edges are just gonna put less strain on your wrists. That cut's gonna be clean. You're gonna get more yield out of the meat. There's a lot of factors that, make customers want to purchase a robot that sharpens a knife versus hand labor.
Wow. Yeah. So all right. How many are in here? There's a lot in this. This cabinet. I guess we're looking. How many knives are in here?
So this magazine holds 576 knives. But we sharpen about 700 knives in an 8-hour shift, and you can actually load it without stopping the machine. So you can open the doors while the robot still grabs knives and load new ones in, so it can run 24/7 without stopping.
Wow, that's fantastic. Pretty cool. So is this like you said, the KNECHT has been in this industry for a while, several years. Is this the first type of like automation solution that you've brought in, or has there been more before this?
So before this, about 12 years ago, we brought out a concept with a CNC machine. So the robot basically replaced the CNC components. It had a bunch of axes and belts and servo drives that did the exact same thing. It just took longer. It was slower, and not as consistent, but it was still up there. And that was kind of our step into automation and making that process easy for the customer.
Oh, it's super interesting. Okay, so how long has this been out in the market? Is this like brand new, or has this been out for a little bit?
So the E50 RT with the drum magazine that you see, this is the first time we're showing it, and at an exhibition. It's been out for about a year now. The one before that is the E50R that already had the robot, and that was out 2 years ago.
And so right now, so a customer comes in and say, "Hey, I'm really interested in this. I want this." What are your lead times right now, and to go from, I guess I imagine it has to be tested and validated before it fully goes into production. What does that look like?
So it's funny that you asked that, because the lead time question was different. Like the answer for it was different yesterday, because we actually sold 2 while at this show. So this one actually is sold and is going to a customer right after the last day of the show. But usually if you're calling us about, ordering 1 or 2 machines, we usually send somebody out, and the lead times are usually anywhere between 25 and 30 weeks, because we do hand build the machines. They're all hand assembled in Germany by our techs and then shipped over. And once they're at the customer, me, for example, a tech for North America is going to come out and commission that machine and train the people on it.
Wow, that's awesome. So, do you have other solutions besides what we're seeing here? I'm assuming you do. You said you kind of got your hand in a couple other areas as well.
So right now we're only showing one machine for the hand sharpening, hand knife market. We do all kinds of knives. If you have a blade on something, then we can sharpen it. So we do sickle knives, bolt chopper knives. We do slicer blades, all kinds of blades.
And we were just talking about one of the partners that you used was Stably for the robotic arm for your machine here. Now, there's so many different robotics companies out there and so many different platforms. Why did you choose Stably?
There are a lot of different platforms out there. When we put our machines together, we want the top quality. We want high end for everything because that's all the materials we put in this machine. You can see it's a whole stainless steel machine. There's no rust, no nothing. So we want the robots to match that. We went with plenty of different robots for the research. And we decided on Stably because they met every single one of the criteria that we needed. And they're top end. I mean, Swiss company. I always tell people we went with Stably because their robots are kind of like their watches, Yeah.
So, like, what did the testing look like? What rigors did you put them through?
We needed to go through water testing. It needed to be consistent on a certain, when you stretch a robot out with a certain weight at the end of it, how often can it go back and forth to that exact same spot, and how much it varies and things like that. We just wanted to have a consistent robot that can put very consistent edges on our knives to get the best quality.
Now, relative to price point, where do they fall?
They're a little higher, but you definitely get what you pay for. We did, like I said, we did many different tests, and Stably's just like their watches, Swiss robots. They're just great.
So, were you finding that maybe over time or whatever, from an efficiency standpoint, maybe lower cost robotic solutions were they not making the cut, or was it from maintenance issues that they would run into, or what was your assessment there?
It's just not our philosophy to go cheaper. We like to have high end and long lasting. Our customers are not looking to get us out there every 2 weeks to fix something. They want to consistently keep going with their processes. So Stably's definitely going to do that for them.
Well, this is awesome. So thank you so much for spending some time, sort of educating us on your solutions. What you have, I think this is really, really, really cool. I wish that I had a legitimate excuse and a reason to be able to buy this myself, but I'm sure it's a little pricey. But very cool. And certainly sounds like a great solution for those that fit that need. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
All right.